Hello guys, Moose here, and today I will be talking about the 2025 restock of the Shadow Freddy Plush. Now this video will contain a lot of rambling and a short review of this guy. Now, first off, we're gonna start off with a little story. Now I did cover the story in a YouTube short, which I'll link into the comments if anyone's interested. And maybe in the description, I don't know, maybe I'll link in both. But anyways, that short is where I first posted about this guy. But since shorts could only go up to 3 minutes or lower, they have to be either more or less than 3 minutes. So I couldn't fully talk about the story. So I'm gonna do that here since I'll have enough time, since you could make a YouTube video. For the most part, you can make a YouTube video as long as you want. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first part of the story, we're going to be talking about how I knew this guy was restocked in the first place. So I'm on Macari, which I use to buy plushies. And here are a few plushies I bought on Macari. So I bought Fun and Foxy on Macari, Toy Bonnie on Macari, Nightmare Bonnie on Macari, and Fam Foxy on Macari. This is my latest purchase from Macari. So I got all those guys from Macari. And the last three, these ones to be exact, are considered kind of rare. These guys are rare plushies. And I was able to get them for, I'd say, a decent price. And also, even though Fun and Foxy isn't that rare, I think I got him for a good price as well. So, yeah, just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, Macari, I got some plushies for good prices. And I have both Shadow Freddy and Golden Freddy as safe searches. Because if there's a new listing, it'd tell me about that, and maybe I'd be able to get a good deal. Since sometimes you could get a rare plush for a good price on Macari. But anyways, I have them both as safe searches. I see a little red dot, that means they have a new listing of Shadow Freddy. And I check out the listing, and I see this. This hook thing on Shadow Freddy's head. And this tag. And I was like, huh. Because it looked different. It looked different from the other Shadow Freddys that were listed. And I wondered, did they restock it? Because Funko did restock other two Wave 1 exclusives. The other two Wave 1 exclusives. They restocked Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy was the first one to be restocked. This is the restock version, by the way. Yeah, 2021. Not the original 2016 version, but still. It's the restock version. I was able to get this guy on GameStop.com. And I'm glad I was able to get him. However, sadly, I was not able to get the restock Golden Freddy, so here's my bootleg. Yeah, here's my bootleg Golden Freddy. Walmart had him restocked. I'm pretty sure in stores only. So sadly, I missed out on getting a Funko Golden Freddy. But whatever, I'll probably buy him. I'll probably buy him online at some point. Or if I'm lucky, they'll restock him as well. Hopefully, they restock Golden Freddy. But yeah. Anyways, back to Shadow Freddy. So Funko restocked older plushies before, and the other two exclusive Freddys from Wave 1. But however, I was also unsure if it was real or not, because the tag still said 2016, which is odd for a restock. Now, granted, there are restocks that still do say 2017, even if they're released in 2021. For example, I have the Blacklight plushies I own. Their tag says 2017, though they're actually the 2020, I think 2021 re-releases of it. But anyways, yeah. Those guys are re-releases, yet they for some reason still say 2017. So there have been times the date was off on the tag. And it turns out this was the case here. But I was still unsure. And I go to YouTube to look up if the Shadow Freddy was restocked. And I see many videos covering it. Many videos covering the Shadow Freddy. I looked up on Google, saw Reddit covering it, so yeah, saw a lot of things covering this restock. But still, I was unsure. I was thinking, I'll have to see this with my own eyes to believe it. But however, later down the line, before I even saw this guy in person, I'm like, yeah, the restock is likely real. And this guy only proves that the restock is legit. But yeah. I wanted to go to the mall to see if I could get him. And I live with my mom, and the closest Hot Topic to us is 45 minutes away. So, yeah. When one of my younger brothers, the older one of my younger brothers, he had soccer tryouts, which was on the 21st. When I'm recording this video, it's May 28th. So, May 21st, 2025. My brother has soccer tryouts. And my mom's like, okay, maybe then we could go to the mall. That's what she says. But she tells, okay, she didn't exactly say that, but she said something around that, like something similar. But, anyways, she tells me, my mom, and I'm pretty sure her boyfriend also did, they both tell me to call Hot Topic to make sure they have it. I'm unsure. I was unsure if Hot Topic would know what I'm talking about, so I'm a little skeptical. It's like, if I call out, what if they don't know what I'm talking about, the Shadow Freddy plush? But anyways, I call. At first, they don't answer. And then a few minutes later, when we're in the car, I call again. And when I ask about the plush, they instantly knew I was talking about this guy. Instantly, they knew I was talking about him. And they said, sorry, we don't have him. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks for telling me. And we didn't go to the mall because they didn't have him. And from that moment, I'm like, oh, okay, Hot Topic knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And then the 22nd, my brother had soccer practice, so I figured maybe I'd try again. Or maybe I'd be able to ask if they knew when they might have in stock. And I called, I said yesterday, something like, yesterday, call about the Shadow Freddy. I'm curious if it's in stock now or if you know when it'll be restocked. The person, they said they didn't know when he'd be restocked. They can't really tell, so yeah, he wasn't there. So, yeah, but every other weekend, we go to my dad's. And it so happened that the 23rd was a Friday, and that was the Friday we'd be going to my dad's. We're actually going to my dad's earlier this week because there's some family stuff and my mom has to go to Florida. So, yeah. We're going to be with my dad sooner when I'm recording this video. So, yeah. Anyway, 23rd. I figured I'd call the mall that's closest to my dad's, which is a lot closer than the one here to the mall, which is a lot closer to the mall that is closest to my mom. So, yeah. But yes, my dad, I don't call my dad. Well, I texted my dad about it. I asked if we could go to the mall if they had it. He said maybe, but anyways. I call the mall that's close to my dad's. The lady was nice, but there are two things. Either A, she didn't really know much about Five Minutes Freddy's plushies, since when I asked about the purple Freddy plush, she thought I might have been talking about Bonnie. So I don't know if she knew her FNAF plushies well, and maybe overlooked him. Or B, she thought I was talking about the 10-inch plushies. Like, I clicked the 6 inches because, well, I feel like it costs more money to collect the big ones as well, so I just stick to collecting the 6 inches. And anyway, but the reason I think she was talking only about or might have only been talking about the 10-inch plushies was because she mentioned a zombie Freddy, who I'm pretty sure was Nightmare Freddy. Because, to be fair, he does look like a zombie version of Freddy. But here's the thing. I don't think Hot Topic is selling the original Nightmare Freddy. But I do know they're selling not restock, but I know they're selling a jumbo, like a 10-inch version of this guy, which is not the exact same. It looks different. But they're selling a 10-inch version of Nightmare Freddy. So, yeah. And they're also selling a 10-inch version of Nightmare Bonnie, who doesn't look like this one either. So, I think she must have been... I think the lady was also talking about the 10-inch Nightmare Bonnie. So, yeah. And the reason I say this is because after the 23rd, I'm like, well, thank you for telling me. The lady also mentioned that they'd have new stuff would come Wednesday, so maybe then they'd have the Shadow Freddy. I was like, well, I won't be at my dad's on Wednesday because we stay Friday, usually all of Saturday, and then leave Sunday. But however, it turned out we're going to my dad's today and it's Wednesday, so this is when that Hot Topic received new items, which is pretty funny. So I actually would have been there Wednesday because we're going there today. However, we're gonna get there late today, so yeah. But anyways, it turned out though, I guess they did have a few Shadow Freddys. Maybe they just didn't put them up yet. But anyway, because I called the 24th, the day after I called the first time. Why? I don't know. I was like, maybe then they'd have it. Maybe there's a little mistake. And what do you know? I called the Hot Topic, asked if they had Shadow Freddy, and they said they had 2. I was like, oh, well, thanks for telling me. And then the call ended. I tell this to my dad and his girlfriend. My dad's girlfriend, though, she says she tells me to maybe call Hot Topic again to put it on hold. Because these guys, they sell like crazy. And heck, the last time I called the mall closest to my mom, on the 22nd, it's mentioned that, a lot of people have been calling about this guy because he's very popular. Collectors want him, and some people want to buy him and to sell him for a higher price. But scalpers and resellers, the guys who buy him for a higher price, to buy him for cheap, who buy him in store and then sell him for a higher price online. We'll talk about the scalpers and resellers another time. But anyways, Shadow Freddy. I call again. I call this a few minutes after I called when they said they had 2. And they said they had 1. I'm like, oh. I asked if they could put on hold. The guy, he said, they don't usually do that for collectibles. But since I mentioned we'd be going to Hot Topic later, he said we could. So I was able to put this guy on hold. My dad took my younger brothers to a pool so they could practice boogie boarding for surfing. And my dad's girlfriend, she's the one who took me to the mall. And we go in, at first we go the wrong direction, but then we find Hot Topic. I double check the plush thing just to make sure there isn't a Shadow Freddy there. And then I ask the person at the cashier if they had the Shadow Freddy plush, since I mentioned having you on hold. And he gives me this. And says, yep. Basically, maybe not yet, but he did answer, pretty sure with a yes, and did pull out this. So I'm like, yes! I was so relieved. And my dad's girlfriend, she never bought anything from Hot Topic. And I guess if you buy something from Hot Topic for the first time, you get a discount. Because, originally I was planning on getting this guy and then leave. However, I was allowed to get other stuff. And so I got these guys. I got Circus Foxy. I'm sorry, I forgot he was called. I called this guy Clown Foxy in the first short I made covering Shadow Freddy. So yeah, a little mistake on my part. He's actually called Circus Foxy. Circus Freddy, who I called Clown Freddy. Balloon Foxy. Ruined Sun. And Ruined Moon. These guys I got with Shadow Freddy. So that just add to it. I was able to get a rare plush and 5 other plushies go along. 5 other cool plushies. So that made it even better. I put them all in that Hot Topic bag right there. And we returned home. My dad's girlfriend, she got like a 30% off. So, yeah. I got all these guys. So I got all these guys with Shadow Freddy, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's the little story of Shadow Freddy. Now that we've talked about that, let's get on to the review. So, first things first, let's compare him to normal Freddy. Now, I'm pretty sure he is just a recolor of normal Freddy, but maybe he's a recolor of Golden Freddy. But if he is a recolor of Golden Freddy, I'm pretty sure Golden Freddy is just a recolor of normal Freddy, so then I guess he's a recolor of a recolor, I don't know. But yeah, they look similar. I got the restock Freddy, and his eyebrows look a little thicker than his, so that's something I noticed. But yeah, a little comparison to normal Freddy. Now, here's him from the front, from the side, other side, the top, back, bottom. Here's his tag. Yeah. Overall, it looks pretty cool. I know he's not the most accurate to Shadow Freddy because like in game, like in FNAF 2, Shadow Freddy's a recolor of Golden Freddy, Withered Golden Freddy. And Withered Golden Freddy's missing an ear, and is a little beat up. Yet this guy just being a recolor of normal Freddy, or normal Golden Freddy, isn't that beaten up. So, yeah. Not the most accurate, but still a pretty cool plush nonetheless. Looks pretty cool, and might be my favorite Freddy. Just because, you know, he's so cool, and it feels good having him. And he's cool to look at. So, yeah. But anyways, let's make some comparisons. So here he is with the other Wave 1 plushies I own. All of them are the restock version, so here's normal Freddy. Here's normal Bonnie. Normal Chica. Wait, why am I saying normal? Wave 1 only had normal Bonnie and normal Chica. It wasn't until Wave 2 that we got more Bonnies. Here, yeah. These guys were Wave 2. These were the first Bonnie variant plushies we got. And we also got Toy Chica in Wave 2, who we don't own yet, but anyways. We have Foxy. We have Funtime Foxy. Not sister location Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy as in Fixed Mangle. FNAF World Foxy, you could say. Yeah. And of course, we have the other exclusive, Toy Freddy. Sadly, though, as I mentioned earlier, I do not have Golden Freddy, the official Golden Freddy anyways, so yeah, this is here are all my official Wave 1 FNAF plushies, just missing Golden Freddy. But however, just to make it look somewhat complete, I'm going to put my bootleg in, my bootleg Golden Freddy. So, bootleg Golden Freddy. Yeah, he's still cool. He might not be official, but whatever, we'll put him here. For now, we'll put him here. But so yeah, all my official Wave 1 plushies, plus the bootleg Golden Freddy, to make the set look more complete. Yeah, they all look great together. Even with the bootleg Golden Freddy, they look great. And when I do get the official Golden Freddy, I'm going to need to compare him to my Shadow Freddy. But yeah, let's move all these other guys. To compare Shadow Freddy to a Freddy almost fell off my bed. Don't fall off my bed, Shadow. Not Shadow. Did I call him Shadow? I mean normal Freddy. Do not fall off my bed. Shadow Freddy. Compared to Nightmare Bonnie. I think these two are some plushies I really wanted. Like I'm pretty sure since I first started collecting, since I knew he was rare, and I like Bonnie, so I want to get pretty much all of the Bonnies. Funko needed to make more Bonnies though. Maybe that's why Scott took their license away. They didn't make enough Bonnies. That's what I'm still mad about Rockstar Bonnie, Funko. But anyways, yeah. I also want Toy Bonnie as well. I want Toy Bonnie. So these were like, I want Toy Bonnie, so I'm putting Toy Bonnie there. I also want Fan Foxy, because he looks cool. And of course, since I want every FNAF plush, and since Toy Freddy was part of the original wave, I wanted him. So yeah, I'm putting these guys here because these are all the exclusives I have from Wave 2. And all the exclusives I have from Wave 1. So, I think it's cool having them all together. Like some of the first exclusives. Granted, these guys are the original releases. Well, this guy might be the Walgreens version, not the Target. Not Target, I mean, this guy was still at Target. This guy was still at Toys R Us. This, I think, is the Walgreens version, Nightmare Bonnie, not the Toys R Us. But still, an original version. And these guys are the restocks. But anyways, my Wave 2 exclusives with my Wave 1 exclusives. I thought it'd be cool comparing them. Yeah, Nightmare Bonnie and Nightmare Freddy. Not Nightmare Freddy. I mean Shadow Freddy. Nightmare Freddy's over here with his pal Nightmare Foxy. But yeah, Shadow Freddy and Nightmare Bonnie. It's funny. One time I removed the video since the audio wasn't mine. But since I reposted it from TikTok, it looked like the audio was mine. But since it wasn't, I took it down. Anyways, in the video, I used the sound that had, I want it, don't got it. I want it, don't got it. And then for Toy Bonnie, it was like, I want it, I got it. Since that was shortly after I got Toy Bonnie. But it's funny how that video aged. It aged like milk, but in the best way. Because I now have a Shadow Freddy. I now have a Nightmare Bonnie. So now if I remade that video, I'd have to either use different plushies or it'd be, I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. I want it, I still got it. yeah, that's how I'd make it now. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool looking at these exclusives. Because I feel like all these guys are rare. So it feels good having them all. May not all. There's still more exclusives. Like, there are more Wave 2 exclusives I need to get to. These are only 3. I don't know how many. I can't remember how many Wave 2 exclusives there are, but I know there are a lot of Wave 2 exclusives. And I'm missing Golden Freddy. So, yeah. But anyways, here's Shadow Freddy with a few of my other exclusives. Like, I have more exclusives, but I just feel like showing more of the technically older ones. But yeah. That's Shadow Freddy. Compared to... That's the little Shadow Freddy review. Now... Should I end the video here? Or should I talk about more? I don't know. Maybe I will talk about a short thing with the tag. Yeah. I'm going to make a short clip. Hopefully short. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too long. Talking about the tag of this guy. Why? Well, you'll see why. So, last year, I made a video for Finest Freddy's 10th anniversary talking about how to tell if a FNAF plush was real or fake. And in that video, I brought up the tags being an indicator if it was real or fake. For example, I said they have to have the official Finest Freddy's logo. Here's Toy Bonnie. Has the official Finest Freddy's logo. Here's Bonnie. This is the restock version of Bonnie. I don't... Like, all my Wave 1 plushies so far have been the restock versions. Yeah. It's... Even though it's a different version of the logo, it's still the official Finest Freddy's logo. You can tell from the glitched effect. This one also includes the Funko logo. And let's bring the bootleg over. Some of the bootlegs over. Here's bootleg Fun Freddy. Bootleg Toy Bonnie. Bootleg Van Foxy. And bootleg Golden Freddy. If you look at the tags, this one doesn't try to mimic... This one doesn't try to mimic the Funko tag at all. This one doesn't try to mimic the Funko tag at all. It doesn't even try to say Finest Freddy's. It just says Made in China. Made in China, that's all it says. This bootleg Fun Freddy tries to mimic the original Funko tag. But if you notice, it's not. It lacks the glitch effect, doesn't have the trademark, and is in the wrong position. It's supposed to be here, yet it's supposed to be right here on the left side, yet it's on the right. And if you notice, the front and back tag are the same size. So, yeah. And also the Sister Location plushies. This guy is based off a Sister Location plush. And Sister Location plushies have Sister Location right there. So, yeah. And the bootleg didn't even try to mimic that. And then there's the bootleg Toy Bonnie, who... He did get the tag on the right side. But it's upside down. And instead of the logo being on the outside and extra information being on the inside, it's instead like the original logo on outside, information on inside. Here, it's information on outside, logo on inside, and upside down. So yeah, they didn't get that right. So that's the whole thing you can tell with the tag, with whether a plush is real or fake. But with Shadow Freddy, he lacks the Finest Freddy's logo. But here's the thing. He still has the official Funko logo. Now, for Funko's original plushies, they just said Five Nights at Freddy's. And they said Funko right here, but that's not the real Funko logo. It's still a real plush. This is still a real Funko plush. Same thing with this guy, and this guy, and this guy. But here's the thing. Oh, also, even Nightmare Foxy over here. See, official Finest Freddy's logo. But Funko didn't add their own logo on their FNAF plushies until... I don't know when, maybe the twisted ones, but yeah. Like, it says Funko right here, but doesn't use the real Funko logo. It uses the real Finest Freddy's logo, which means it's a real plush, but you get it, base. I'm pretty sure you get it. Oh, here's the little script I made for the video, so if you notice that, yeah, just try and ignore that. But anyways, for Funko, they originally put only the Finest Freddy's logo on the plush tags. But then later down the line, they decided to put their own logo. As you can see, this is a restock Bonnie. It has both Finest Freddy's and the Funko logo on it. Maybe Funko did this because the bootlegs, like, bootlegs could mimic the official Funko, not Funko, I mean, the official Finest Phrase logo on the way. For example, even though this is different from that one, they have sort of a similar font. Their font is similar, but is also pretty different when you look at it closely. So they could get away with that. If you notice, they don't even have the trademark. They don't have the trademark either. Like as here. Right here. Okay, camera focus. Yeah. Needs official logo with the trademark. Bootlegs can't do that. But however, to maybe make it more convincing, Funko, like, not convincing, but to make you know you got the... let me try to fix my speech. To let you know you got a real Funko plush, I think they add their logo. Just for extra reassurance. Like here. We have the official Finest Phrase logo and the original and the official Funko logo. Opposed to the older Funko plushies that only had the official Finest Phrase logo. Now, if you notice, this guy does have the official Funko logo. So I think that means he's a Funko. And I bring this up because in my video, talk about, well, whether to tell or not a FNAF plush is real or fake, I mentioned, to look at the tag for the Finest Phrase logo. But now, I guess you could also just look for the Funko logo. So, basically, in short, if you want to know if your plush is a real Funko plush or bootleg, look for either A, the official Finest Phrase logo, or B, just the Funko logo, or C, look for both. And another strange thing I noticed is, here, I'll take Ruin's son. He has the official Finest Phrase logo and Funko logo. And what's weird is these guys are... Okay, this guy was released last year, so a year before this guy, but still, I find it weird how he doesn't have the Finest Phrase logo. But maybe they removed that because Funko's losing their license. They're losing their FNAF plush license and their figure license. They could still make Funko Pops, but nothing else. So I wonder if that's why they removed it. If that's why they removed the Finest Phrase logo from their plushies because they can't use that logo anymore, I guess, and could only use their own. Yeah. Other thing I thought I'd put in. Also, bootlegs, maybe I'll find the original one. Maybe I'll find... Oh, sorry. A lot of things by tags. Where is it? Okay. If I can't find... Okay. Here. This is a bootleg tag. Now, originally, Funko plushies used a tag like this. Originally, they were shaped like this. But however, this, I'm pretty sure, if you look at this, I don't remember which plush this tag came with. But, however, you notice, this one has higher quality. This one looks like it was printed. I think they copy and pasted Funko's. But then Funko decided to change that. So now their tags look like this. Now, if you buy an older plush and it has this tag, that doesn't mean it's fake, but just look for the other things. Like, bootlegs do not mimic this tag. They only mimic the original tag. Because the original tag did look like these ones. The original tags did look like this, but Funko changed it. Bootlegs did not. It's a little thing to notice. A little thing to pay attention for. And besides, another thing that lets you know if a plush is real or fake is the appearance. So yeah, this video contains a Shadow Freddy review. Talking about where I found Shadow Freddy and how I bought him. And even a little segment talking about how to tell if a FNAF plush is real or fake. Now, I want to talk about more stuff in this video, but this video I'm pretty sure is getting kind of long. So instead, I'll end it here. So, bye guys, I hope you have a great day. Also, a little Shadow Freddy jump scare.